Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
From Sullivan Field, welcome to the 2021 Lucerne Czech Championship game. And this particular game will be between the Los Alamos High School Hilltoppers and the Los Lunas High School Tigers. Hi, everybody. This is Gene Mortensen. We're finally ready to go here. This game was originally scheduled for 6 o'clock. They had to cancel one of the games this morning, so they decided to bump everything else up. This game was originally scheduled for 3, but they had the game before that, which was the 5th place game between Capital and Goddard, and that ran very long. Goddard eventually winning that ball game 3-2, but that was a long, long game, and so, of course, that ends up pushing the schedule back. But now we're essentially, this is it. This is the schedule right now, as the Hilltoppers will take on the Los Lunas Tigers. An interesting tournament. Los Alamos was in the upper bracket along with Capital. I kind of expected Los Alamos and Capital to go together in the semifinals, but Los Alamos defeated Clovis, and then Artesia defeated Capital and defeated them easily, 4-0. And so then Los Alamos took on Artesia, and that was a hard fought game. Went down, I mean, to the total wire, the absolute wire, as it ended up, as the game finally ended up 1-1. It was officially declared a tie. So in the record, it is a tie. So both teams get the tie, but they went ahead and had a shootout to see who would advance to this championship game. So the shootout was only for this tournament, but the overall record is going to stay at a tie. So the Hilltoppers sitting right now with a record of 2 wins and no losses and 1 tie. Los Lunas is sitting at 1 win and two losses, and so that 1 win coming yesterday against Bosque. They won that ball game 3-1. So it's going to be the 3rd place game was Artesia and Bosque. I never did get a score on that. Clovis played for the 7th place against Aztec. As I just said, Capital and Goddard went for 5th place, and Goddard came away with that. So now it's the championship game between Los Alamos and Los Lunas, and these two teams have seen each other a number of times before. And Los Lunas, in fact, has been to the Lucerne Czech tournament a couple of times at least. And I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, the tournament, let's see, I do believe it was, well, it might have been 2018, but anyway, Los Alamos, no, anyway, so in 2019, Los Alamos and Los Lunas played for the championship. Los Alamos was seeded 2nd in the state. Los Lunas was seeded 4th in the states. Los Lunas won that ball game 2-1 to take the championship. And the year before, in 2018, they met in the semifinals of the state championship, and Los Alamos won that one easily, 7-0, advanced to the final, where they lost to Academy 3-0. So right now, the record set as Los Lunas is 1-2. They got mercy ruled by Alamogordo 10-0, and then they went to Sandia Prep and lost that one 4-0, and then they came here and they defeated Goddard 3-1, and so that's their where they sit right at this point now. Let's see. And they also they defeated. They defeated Goddard. And they also defeated. So they won 2 games. They actually should be. The record I had was 1-2, but that's not right. The record should be 2-2 because they also in this tournament they also defeated Bosque. So they're 2-2 coming in here, and the Hilltoppers, like I say, are 2-0-1. So, and that ball game this morning went to 2 overtimes, of course, and then they declared a tie, and so that's the situation. So these two teams have met before, but in the state tournament, and so Los Alamos was knocked out of the championship by Los Lunas, and Los Alamos knocked Los Lunas out of the championship period, out of the tournament period. So trying to figure out. Anyway, we're waiting for the teams to get out on the field. It's a beautiful, beautiful afternoon here. There's the football game, by the way. Last night we came to do the football game. What a fantastic football game it was, and it was really fun, and we were really having a good time. And then all of a sudden, they kept building up lightning, and finally they had to stop it because of the lightning. So when they get the lightning within 10 miles, then they have to take a 30-minute break, so they clear the field. And then every time there's another strike, it starts over, and it just kept starting over and starting over and starting over. And we sat here for probably a good hour or better, and then it started cranking down, and about 20 minutes, and then they reset it to 30 again, and then we had this humongous lightning bolt just to the south of us. We decided, well, time for us to pack up and go home because we didn't know what time this thing was going to get over. But they did finally get it started up again, and Los Alamos ended up defeating Taos 35-24 in that ball game. And boy, it really ticks me off. We didn't get to broadcast because that was a fun ball game. And when they finally stopped it for lightning, Los Alamos was up 14-12, had the ball first and 10 at the 30-yard line of Artesia, and that's as far as we got. So Los Alamos is going to kick off to start things off here, and for the Hilltoppers. So the Hilltoppers kick it away, and so the Hilltoppers are all in green with the yellow numbers. Los Lunas is all in blue, and they have white numbers. So the ball is going to go out of bounds, and it'll be off of Los Alamos. It'll be a throw in for Los Lunas, and Ivandro Lopez attempting to make the throw in, and there's a little, just kind of a little short kick, and that's going to go down to Wesley Parker. Wesley is in the goal for Los Alamos right now. Caleb Langenbrunner started in the goal yesterday. Wesley came in to spell him, and so now they're starting Wesley in the goal here this afternoon. And they have a couple of goalkeepers for Los Lunas, but the one that's in the goal right now is Sean de Tomblay. Sean de Tomblay is in the goal. Ball goes out of bounds, and so trying to come down the left sideline is Los Lunas. So long kick downfield is going to be picked up there for the Hilltoppers by Jackson Boone. Boone trying to come down the right side. Let me correct that. That was Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield moves it downfield, picked up there by Los Lunas. Los Lunas is going to bring it all the way back to its fullbacks. We have nothing called, or was it called? John Teague just leveled one of the Los Lunas players. I didn't think they were going to call it, but they're going to call it. And that occurring about 25 yards deep into Los Lunas territory. They're going to kick right down the right hash mark of the football field. And so it's just a free kick at this point. So everybody backing up. Let's see if I can see who's going to take that kick. Well, it was Leo Garcia, and all he did was just roll it up a few feet and then kind of chased it down. Ball comes down over onto the left sideline, picked up by Los Alamos. Coming down the right sideline is Aaron Phillip. Phillip still battling for it. A major battle at that time with Anthony Griego, and Griego wins the battle. Los Lunas then turns around, brings it down the left sideline, comes now to Abera Atinga. Let's see, that was Wake Atinga. The two Atinga brothers, you got to keep them straight. Hilltoppers with a shot. Whoa, boy, that was a good shot, and that was close. And that shot, they're coming in. The Hilltoppers coming in from the right sideline, and they got the ball up to I can do this, Jackson Boone. And he had a good shot, but it went wide left, so it's going to be a goal kick. And so de Tomblay will not take the goal kick. They're going to let Leo Garcia do the honors. And so I don't know what we're waiting for, but now they decide, okay, let's go. Comes up near the midfield circle, picked up there by the Tigers coming down the left sideline. A nice pass down into the middle of the field, and it's going to be cleared out by Los Alamos. They cleared it back up now to Christian Ramirez. Ramirez trying to bring it upfield is going to have another push off on Los Alamos, and here comes Leo Garcia, and he's going to boot it away. The ball is resting right smack on the midfield circle on the right side, right smack on the 50-yard line. Long kick, and it's going to go, gets deflected by the pack, comes right to Wesley Parker. Parker just doesn't kick it. He heaves it upfield. Ball almost stolen away for the Tigers, but Hilltoppers was able to recover. Finally, now it is stolen away by the Tigers, and they're going to bring it back upfield all the way back. And so rushing back is Isaiah Jimenez trying to get to it. The Hilltoppers trying to get something going, but right now it's been mostly Los Lunas on the attack. The Hilltoppers really haven't put a whole lot together yet, and so now Evandro Lopez will throw it in just a few yards down the right. Well, he's just going to keep going. He was a few yards down, then he finally ran down. By the time he finally threw the ball, he was a good 10 yards down from the flag on the right side of the field. We are on the flag. We are on the near side here with us is the north side, and the other side is where the substitution flag and the bench is on the south side. So the Hilltoppers working with it, boy, and some good movement that time by Avera Hatinga. Whoa, wow, what a shot, man. Jaime Terrazas coming right down the middle of the field, and from about 30 yards out, he let it fly. And Sean DeSamble, he just barely got a fist on it, knocked it over the end line. So the Hilltoppers have a corner kick, and there you're going to send Jaime Terrazas into the corner. He'll be on the flag on the right side of the goal. So the Hilltoppers now trying to set things up. Jaime brings it in to the pack. The header attempt by Los Alamos is missed. Now the ball and the Hilltoppers Los Lunas finally just clears it out on the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Tigers, and they're going to hand it to Carson Lane. Lane is just going to bring it in and bring it right back to him. Hilltoppers trying to get to him. He's just doing a great job of bringing it down the field, but stolen away for the Hilltoppers by Yaris Eidenbenz. Eidenbenz now is going to get it up to Aaron Phillip. And Phillip now will bring it across over to Wake Hatinga. So Wake, the pass down the right sideline, trying to get it to Jackson Boone. Can't get it to him, overshoots him. And so right now we are sitting here in the 7th minute of this ball game. They play 2 40-minute halves. And of course, overtime if they need it, but 2 10-minute overtime, sudden death. But right now we're in the 7th minute, and of course there's no score at this point. So we're going to have a throw in, it looks like, I do believe, for the Tigers. Oh, no, they're going to have a direct kick. And this one is about as 40 yards deep into 30 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. The ball's going to come right to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga trying to get a hold of it. So now the Hilltoppers are going to bring it over. It's going to come over now to Alex Livsku. Livsku gets to Jaime Terrazas in the middle of the field. Jaime, you're going to bring it over to Abera. Hatinga puts the ball on. He's trying to scoop it up. The Hilltoppers can't seem to penetrate the blue defense there, but Los Lunas coming down the field, picked up by the Hilltoppers. Going to give it now to Alex Livsku. Livsku brings it up over right now to John Teague. Long kick downfield, and Hilltoppers have a runner ahead of everybody, and he takes a shot. Whoa, and the ball's loose. He just throws it out. Jaime Terrazas now chasing it down for Los Alamos. And there it is. Jaime with a perfect pass to Alex Livsku. Wow, what a pass. So the Hilltoppers coming down the field, and Alex Livsku put a beautiful shot, and it looked like the goalie had it, and then he lost it, went flying over to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas just picked it up over near the side, almost near the sideline, came around, went almost just headed down toward the goal line, and he was still quite a ways out. And then a perfect pass to Alex Livsku, and Livsku put it in for the score. And so that score coming, let's see, that would have been in the 8th minute, just the close of the 7th minute. So just barely into the 8th minute, Alex Livsku gets the score and a beautiful assist from Jaime Terrazas. The Hilltoppers now lead 1-0 here in this ball game. The Hilltoppers, there was a long pass down the field, and Livsku was kind of ahead of everybody. There's a kick down the field. It's going to take a high bounce, and high in the air goes Wesley Parker. Unfortunately, Parker very tall, because there was a Los Lunas player right there trying to play that bounce also. Parker, he's going to boot it away. Wow, nice boot. That's going to come down in the past the midfield circle, so about a 60-yard boot picked up there by the Tigers. Tigers trying to come down the right sideline. That's when it's picked off by Yaris Eidenbens. And the Tigers still on the attack. Los Alamos has a lot of green back there on defense. So he'll come now to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga trying to bring it. Whoa, coming through out of nowhere. Boy, making a great steal. Leo Garcia coming down that left sideline. He's trying to get to it, but the Hilltoppers drop back. Callum Mitchell drops back for Los Alamos to pick it up. And so a fast-paced ball game right now. As the Hilltoppers now, it's going to come to, this time it comes to Wake Hatinga. Wake boots it upfield. Coming down the left sideline. Nobody back there for Los Alamos. 1-0 ball game right now. And we are in the 10th minute of this contest. And now we just racked into the 11th minute. Throw in by the Tigers, knocked out of bounds by Alex Livsku. Another throw in, and the ball now is going to come up for the Hilltoppers. It's going to come up to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell having a little trouble getting control. Now he's going to get it to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga coming down the right sideline, cuts back into the middle, brings it across to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas coming down the left side. Still on the go, and has the ball knocked away from behind, which is unusual. Terrazas, an outstanding ball handler, and the pass comes across to the other side to Abera Hatinga. A through ball by Abera, boy, but Los Lunas able to finally get control, but boy, that would look dangerous for a moment. It comes to Aaron Phillip. Phillip for Los Alamos is going to get it to Abera. Abera, some great ball handling. And now he's going to bring it over to Alex Livsku. Livsku is being challenged by one of the Tigers. Evandro Lopez, he steals it away, but it comes back to Livsku. Livsku will get it to Aaron Phillip. Phillip down the left sideline. Now it comes to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas trying to dribble around. He's a great ball handler. Going to take a left-footed shot. I thought he was. There's a crossing pass, and he was trying to get a crossing pass over, and close to the goal at the time was Jackson Boone. But he was a little high, but Jaime gets the ball over there on that sideline. I mean, he's very, very dangerous. Yesterday against the Clovis, he just made a little move and just went right around the defender. I mean, you talk about, it's kind of like what happened to my whatevers. So anyway, they come down. The Hilltoppers are going to pick it up. Here comes Alex Livsku, and we're going to have a little collision, and Livsku goes down. Yeah, and then trying to cut him off that time was Isaiah Jimenez. The Hilltoppers are going to have a free kick, and this one is going to be about 6 or 7 yards out from the top of the penalty box over on the left side. So now there's the wall, 5 yards down the field. It's every single time that there's a free kick, they put the wall up, they put it at 5 yards, then the referee has to go move back to 10 every time. Terrazas with the shot, deflected away by Temble. De Temble played, and so Sean De Temble is able to deflect it away, but he deflects it over the end line. So now it's a corner kick for Los Alamos, and Jaime Terrazas will go into the corner for the Toppers. So Jaime this time on the flag on the left side of the goal. And Jaime ready to go. And here's the kick. There's the ball is just being bounced around and finally gets out, Las Lunas gets it out of there. They're trying to get the attack going. Los Alamos has really been dominating the attack. It started off Las Lunas was pretty much dominating, but it's been Los Alamos for quite a while now. Comes to Aaron Phillip. Phillip over to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas on the left sideline. Brings it into the trying to get it into the middle of the penalty box. Cleared out by the Tigers. Coming back from it. I mean, roaring from way down on the other end of the field comes Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas, he's going to bounce it over now to Abera Hatinga, or that's Wake Hatinga. Wake with the shot. And my golly, that went in the goal. Unbelievable. I didn't think it went in. I thought it went wide, and the goalie didn't make a move, and nobody did anything and then all of a sudden everybody fires away, and so Wake Atinga in the 14th minute just does it all by himself. The shot, he was out maybe about 25 yards out, took the shot, and somehow got it into the right side of the goal. And I thought it was wide, but I couldn't figure out what was going on. Finally, the goalie, he just kind of wanders back there and picks it up. Here comes Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas, he's gonna fire. Oh, shot is gonna be. Boy, he had a nice shot from the left side, deflected away by one of the fullbacks for Artesia. So that score coming in the 14th minute for Wake. And he kind of did it all by himself. So the Hilltoppers on the attack once again, leading in this ball game right now, 2-0 over the Tigers, and it's been all Los Lunas for about the last 6 or 7 or 8 minutes. They'll bring it in now to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas is leveled from behind by Ivandro Lopez. So Jaime, the Hilltoppers are going to get a free kick. This one's going to be just off the sideline, about a couple of yards off the sideline, and even with the top of the penalty box. And Jaime Terrazas will line it up for Los Alamos. 2-man wall he cuts it around. Nobody there for Los Alamos, so it's just headed up. Ivandro Lopez picks it up. He gets it over now to Carson Lane. Lane loses it out of bounds. Hilltoppers are going to inbound it, and they're going to and Jaime Terrazas will quickly inbound it. And he's going to bring it back now to Aaron Phillip. Phillip with a little crossing pass, and actually he was trying to get it cutting that time toward the goal. That was Jackson Boone, but the goalie stepped out and caught the ball, but it was a nice pass to Jackson. Too bad they need to get rid of the goalie. And so they now have Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas coming on the left sideline. Terrazas, boy, nice kick downfield. It's a through ball, and everybody trying to get to it. Jaime Terrazas finally comes up, gets it to Alex Libscu. His high pass is going to go across the field to Jackson Boone, and then they're going to bring it to Abera Hatinga. Hatinga loses it momentarily, but the Hilltoppers steal it back, and that time it was Wake Hatinga who made the steal. So Wake playing in the midfield. Here comes Alex Livscu had a wide open shot, and then one of the fullbacks for one of the fullbacks, and that young man was Isaiah Jimenez, just happened to just get a little bit of a foot on the ball because Alex was just getting ready to line up a zinger. Comes to Aaron Phillip. So it's been all Los Alamos right now. Abera Hatinga with it, brings it across to Livscu. Alex on the dribble, going to back it up now to Yaris Eidenbenz. Yaris brings it up now to Jaime. Jaime, well, he little pass up the middle, and what he was hoping for was that John Teague was going to be able to get to it, but the pass was too long and went right to the goalie. 2-0 ball game. Los Alamos up in this contest. We are in the 18th minute of this contest. 2 40-minute halves and then 2 sudden death overtimes if necessary. The Hilltoppers on the attack once again, and Los Lunas they've been back on their heels forever. And here comes Wake Hatinga. The ball is going to be stolen away by Leo Garcia. Garcia has it stolen back by Wake. Wake tries to get it over to Jackson Boone. They lose it out of bounds. Picking it up now will be Austin Martinez. Austin will make the throw in. Let's see, we have some substitutions here. See if I can pick this up. Coming into the ball game for Los Alamos is Xavier Martinez, and checking out for Los Alamos before he puts his red jersey on. Yeah, it might be Jackson Boone, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Down the right sideline comes Los Alamos in a hurry. And now they're going to bring it back to Jaime. Jaime just dribbling himself, dribbles around, dribbles right through a couple of Los Lunas players, but just trying to do a little too much. And Los Lunas steals it back away. It comes now to Abera Hatinga. Abera on the move. He is cut off there by Efren Perez. Perez is able to boot the ball away, comes back to the Hilltoppers, and then coming down the right sideline, and now lining things up and trying to get things lined up that time was Xavier Martinez. But he did a great job of dribbling into the penalty box, and now coming down the right sideline for Los Lunas, and that is going to be Giovanni Rodriguez. And he looked like he was on the go. The ball kicked away, picked up there by Ivandro Lopez, stolen back by the Hilltoppers, John Teague. Teague will get it upfield now to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell with the long kick downfield. And this one's going to go out of bounds. So where are we? We are in the 20th minute. We're halfway through this first half, or essentially the end of the first quarter, if you want to look at it that way. So let's see, they trying to retrieve the ball. So gives me a chance to get a little bit of a Pepsi. keep my voice going. Here comes Abera Hatinga right in the middle of the field. So they're trying to get it into, now they finally get it to Jaime Terrazas. His shot is blocked immediately. And standing almost right in front of him that time was Isaiah Jimenez. And now we're going to have Jaime go down. And they are talking to Evandro Lopez. Evandro, of course, saying, I didn't do anything. So he goes over and they shake hands. And Jaime limping gets up. He's limping. But I guess he's going to stay in the ball game because he's lining himself up to do the kick. So it'll be a direct kick, and it's about it's 30 yards out from the goal, and halfway between the sideline and the left hash mark. He fires it, and it just sings off the left side of the goal. So that's going to make it a goal kick for the Tigers. And we'll see who. So they're going to. It wasn't a goal kick. I guess when it zinged off of that goal, I guess it just went out of bounds. John Teague with a quick shot and goes sailing wide right. Now we'll have a goal kick. 22 minutes, the 22nd minute. We're actually make it the 23rd minute. We're just cranking into the 23rd minute of this contest. 2-0 ball game. Los Alamos up on a goal from Alex Lipskew and a beautiful assist from Jaime Terrazas. and then Wake Hatinga doing it all by himself. But it just put it in the side of the goal. I don't think anybody expected that. Here comes Aaron Phillip. Phillip going to hand it over, and it comes back to Phillip. Phillip takes a left-footed shot. That one's going to go wide. So it'll be another goal kick for the Tigers. Football game last night, like I said, boy, that was a good game. It was a really good game. It was really exciting. That new offense Los Alamos is running is just awesome. They put 57 points on the board against Espanola, and then 35 last night. And, I mean, they are fun to watch, and they really opened things up. And so that lightning delay was a real bummer. So Hilltoppers now they finally get things going here once again. So the Hilltoppers now put it down. They bring it up the field. A little soft shot up the field comes right to Sean DeTemble. Sean DeTemble boots it up. Nice kick upfield. This one is chased down for the Hilltoppers by Wesley Stanfield. And so Stanfield on the right side of the ball and trying to come in and being defended right there. For Los Alamos, back for Los Alamos was Rocco Quintana, and the ball goes over the end line. I thought it might be a corner kick, but they're going to say no, it was off of Los Lunas. So Wesley Parker will take the goal kick for Los Alamos. So Wesley awaiting the signal from the official, and the official finally says, "Let's go." So Wesley, nice kick, boots it up. It takes a high bounce trying to come down the right sideline, but it is stolen away by Los Lunas. Is doing a good job that time. It's Leo Garcia, but he boots it back upfield. It's going to be picked up there by Aaron Phillip. Phillip is in the midfield circle. He's going to bring it up now to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas chases it down. But let me correct that. That wasn't Jaime. That was Caleb Langenbrunner. Caleb Langenbrunner, who he plays goalie, and of course he's a junior. He's playing goalie, but he and Wesley Parker trade off. But now Langenbrunner in there on the field. Pass through is going to come through. A nice pass, and not able to get to it for Los Alamos, and that was a bummer. So it was a nice pass, and it was just a little too hard, and coming in from the left side, they couldn't get to it over the end line. So once again, we have a goal kick. 2-0 ball game, 26th minute. 2 40-minute halves. Nice left-footed kick, headed right back upfield in a hurry. That time by Aaron Phillip. Well, I mean, it was a kind of a line drive kick, and he just lowered his head and booted it back upfield. So the Hilltoppers now trying to get something going, and just playing a little hacky sack out there right now with Los Lunas. The ball about 10 yards out in front of the penalty box. Finally comes to Aaron Phillip. Phillip has it stolen away by Anthony Griego. Griego is going to bring it up into the midfield circle. Long kick downfield by Leo Garcia, and now another boot way downfield, and trying to chase it down there. Ivandro Lopez is there for the Tigers. He scoots it behind his back, and boy, it was a great pass. I mean, he just kicked it with his heel, and then he got it over this time too, and it went over to, and anyway, they tried to take the shot, but boy, that Lopez pass was awesome. So Los Lunas trying to get the attack going again, and struggling, but they lose the ball out of bounds right in front of their own bench. So the Hilltoppers are going to heave it down the right sideline, trying to get it up to Caleb Langenbrunner. Caleb can't get to it, loses it. Going to be a throw in for Los Lunas. So things have kind of slowed down a little bit here. We had a pretty fast pace to begin with. And Los Lunas kind of dominated the first 3 or 4 minutes. Los Alamos then just took over. And then after they scored that second goal, it's been pretty even Steven on both sides. Long kick's going to come down to and bounce into the penalty box over on the right corner on top. And so Wesley Parker brings it up. He just scoops it up to Aaron Phillip. Well, now he'll get it over to Abera Hatinga. And now coming down the left sideline, Los Lunas trying to get it down the left sideline, but right there for Los Alamos is Mason Gill. So Gill just brings the pass over right now, and now doing a great job with the ball. Right now is Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield gets the pass over, comes out over to Yaris Eidenbens, and battling for it at midfield, and finally stolen away by the Tigers. Tigers try to get by Mason Gill. They do get by Mason Gill. And as they come charging in, that was Leo Garcia. And back there for Los Alamos to boot it out of bounds. And I mean, really boot it out of bounds was Wesley Stanfield. So he practically put it over into the backyard of the church there. And so it's going to be. So now it goes off. Well, let's see. Hilltoppers start to throw it in. I don't know why. It was clearly off of Los Alamos. So the official corrects that. The kick back up the field. So both teams they just have not been as successful as they were getting penetration as they were earlier in this ball game. Neither team, Los Lunas, has really never had much luck with the penetration. Los Alamos was really penetrating. I mean, doing a great job of penetrating, and then they. But now a long kick downfield, and this one's going to come down. And let's see, is it going to go out of bounds? I think it's cleared out by Los Alamos. Yes, it is. Quick throw in. And that's going to come over to the left side of the goal, over the end line. And this may be a corner kick. And let's see, this is the third corner kick of the ball game, the first for Los Lunas. And I'm not sure who's even going to take it. Leo Garcia went over there and put the ball down. They're all standing around. Now they're going to send Giovanni Rodriguez. So Giovanni is going to go into the corner. He's on the left side of the flag, on the left side of the goal, the flag, brings it out into the way out on top of the penalty box. And it just goes by everybody. Chasing it down right now is Carson Lane for the Tigers. Cleared out by Los Alamos, so Carson will now throw it in because of the Evandro Lopez kick and so a quick kick that time for the Tigers by Anthony Griego, and then the Hilltoppers say nothing doing. They just flat clear it over the baseline. Long boy, nice kick from the left side by Evandro Lopez, and boy, I mean that was a nicely placed kick right in the middle and right below the crossbar. But Wesley Parker able to go high in the air and pull that down and save the goal. We are now in the 32nd minute, and now coming down the right sideline. Long kick down the right sideline, and the ball is going to go over the end line off of Los Alamos, so we're going to have a goal kick. And I do believe that's going to be Leo Garcia. He's the one that usually takes the goal kicks. No, this time they're going to say nope. Nick Morales can do the honors. And the way he's lining that up, it looks like he's going to. I was wondering if he's going to kick it left-footed. That certainly is the way he's lined up. So Morales ready to go. There's a left-footed kick. Nice kick. Comes out just short of the midfield circle, picked up there by Los Alamos by John Teague, and now a long pass up by Los Lunas. So neither team has really been on the attack very much. So after Los Alamos scored their second goal, it's the penetration by either team. Now there's a long kick downfield, and they finally, and Los Alamos scores their own goal. Unbelievable. So credit right now, give that credit for that goal to Wesley Stanfield. So Wesley, he was racing down the field, and he was racing. I mean, almost step for step down the field that time with Leo Garcia, and Leo, he was trying to outpace Leo. So what he wanted to do was, it was just the two of them and Wesley Parker back there, and so anyway, so Wesley just decided to give a little tap back to Wesley Parker, who wasn't ready for it, and it just rolled by Wesley, went into goal. That makes it 2-1, and Wesley Stanfield scoring in the 33rd minute. I guess they call that a own goal. I think what they call it, the own golden goal. Anyway, so now it's a 2-1 ball game. So the Hilltoppers have scored 3 goals, and the score is 2-1. So down on the other end in a hurry, Los Alamos gets it. Aaron Phillip coming in a hurry, and Aaron gets a crossing pass and a header, and that just goes barely wide right. So it'll be a goal. So over the end line, it'll be a goal kick. We're in the 34th minute, 2-1 is the score. It's just like in basketball, you dribble down the front end of the court and go lay it in. It's 2 points for the opponent. So right now, Los Alamos has put Los Lunas back in this ball game. Ivandro Lopez trying to come down the right sideline. Ivandro bring it in right there for the Hilltoppers. Is Wesley Stanfield, boots it up, comes up now to a long pass downfield to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas can't get to it, and then running out and diving, the ball coming down the left side of the penalty box, coming out and diving on the ball. And I mean diving, Sean DeTomble, the goalie. So we're going to have a push-off on Los Alamos. They're going to call now Wesley Stanfield for a push-off on Leo Garcia. They'll put the ball down. The ball is right smack on the 40-yard line, and it's down the right hash mark. So almost 50 yards out, comes into the pack in the middle, headed out by Los Alamos, picked up there for the Hilltoppers by Abera Hatinga. Hatinga will bring it into the middle. Now it's going to come over to the sideline to Jackson Boone. Boone on the dribble is stolen away by Los Lunas. Los Lunas finally get it over now to Leo Garcia, who's been very, very active in this ball game, and then kicking it upfield. He makes a pass over to Carson Lane, and then Lane boots it out of bounds. Pass comes inside now to Avera Hatinga. Hatinga over to Jaime. Pass back to Avera, trying to cut up the middle. Cut off by the Tigers. Pass now downfield is picked up by Los Lunas once again. And Carson Lane, and just coming in and clearing the ball, just clearing the ball away from him that time was Alex Livskew. So now Abera Hatinga with it, gets it to Livskew. Now they're going to get it to Jaime Terrazas, coming down the middle of it. And so from 40 yards out, he takes the shot, and they had 4 defensive backs right there, and he just whacked it right into one of the defensive backs who were standing out about 15 yards out, about 15, 20 yards out from the goal. So the ball now is going to be, I think we're going to have a push off on Los Alamos. So they're going to let Anthony Griego take the kick. and he's just barely. He's right in the midfield circle, almost in the center. He's almost right in the center of the field, but he's about 3 yards deep into Hilltopper territory. Long, nice kick. That is going to be cleared out for Los Alamos, and good job by Wesley Stanfield to head that back upfield. Now the Hilltoppers on the attack. Here comes Aaron Phillip. So they had a great attack going, and Phillip trying to make the pass up to John Teague, and the pass should have been a little farther to the right, but he ended up kicking it right to one of the Tigers. Comes now back to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas boots it from the 30-yard line, and it's just going to bounce right to the goalie, Sean DeTomble. Sean, boy, pretty kick, and then headed downfield by Evandro Lopez. And then Evandro goes down, but nothing called. As he was trying to head it upfield, he had a minor collision with one of the Hilltoppers. Now the long kick. They're trying to get it upfield to, once again, to Alex Lipsku, and they overkick him. So Hilltoppers, so Los Lunas on the throw in way downfield. Evandro Lopez still working with it. Now he's finally stolen away. The ball comes to Alex Lipsku, comes right to the middle of the field. Abera Hatinga. Abera on a nice dribble has it, moves it over to the sideline on the right side. It comes back to Abera. Abera still trying to come down that right sideline, and he goes down in a major battle. I mean, between Abera Hatinga, I tell you, and Nick Morales. And then finally, the two of them get tangled up. They both go down, and the crowd not happy with I think they were not happy with Morales, but I mean, he was just defending, and that's all he was doing. He didn't do anything wrong. So that's going to be cleared out by the Hilltoppers. So the ball right now is about 30 yards out from the flag on the right side. Comes now to Evandro Lopez. Lopez coming down the right sideline, trying to get the pass now up to Ruben Morris. Can't get to it. Morris trying to chase it down, and just cannot get to it. So it's going to go over the end line, and the Hilltoppers will have the goal kick, and they're going to let Wesley Stanfield take the kick this time. Picked up by the Tigers. They get it to Evandro Lopez, headed upfield. Hilltoppers playing with it themselves. They blow the whistle. And, well, I guess that's the boy. We were unofficially, we had just looked like we had just gone into, they stopped the clock at 38. They just stopped the clock, and now the official says the half is over. So I don't know, some of those stoppages and it's really is hard for whoever's doing the clock, because you don't get a whole lot of signals from the officials. But anyway, after one half of play, it's 2-1 here at Sullivan Field, championship game of the Lou Turner Czech tournament. And like I say, these two teams they do have a history, and it's interesting because the year that they defeated Los Alamos in the tournament, in the state tournament, they played here in Los Alamos, and Los Alamos lost that ball game 2-1, as I recall. Then when they went to the state tournament, Los Alamos was the number 2 seed, and Los Lunas was the number 4 seed. But then Los Lunas won that ball game 2-1 again, and became the champion. And then the year before, they met, and the Hilltoppers is in the semifinal of the 2018 championship, and the Hilltoppers just without any trouble dispatched the Tigers. The score of 7-0, went on to the championship game and lost to Academy, which seems to happen a lot. But anyway, so as I say, Los Lunas a record of 2-2. lost their first two games to Alamogordo and Sandia Prep, and then they won two games here at the Louis Turnacek tournament. The Hilltoppers are 2-0-1. They won their first game against Santa Fe Prep, and then they played Clovis and then Artesia. So they're 2-0-1. So anyway, it's a tie game. It is officially a tie because during the season and you don't do shootouts. If it ends up after two overtimes and it's still tied, it stays tied, and they don't do a shootout. But they did a shootout here today because they wanted to figure out who's going to play in a championship game and who's going to play for third place. But anyway, Los Alamos won the shootout, and I didn't get the score in the shootout, but they did win the shootout. And last night, the Hilltopper football team got lightninged out. It was a bummer. Had a fantastic ball game. It was a really, really nice night. But of course, dark clouds all around us. And that's the way, it's exactly the way it was on the night before Thursday night. Thursday was just spectacular lightning to the south and to the east. And most of that lightning this time was to the south and to the west. But it kept resetting the lightning clock. We finally had to give up. But then they came back. They waited, and then they finally got to clear. But by the time they got the thing going, I mean, we figured anybody who had been listening to us had turned us off a long time ago. So anyway, but the Hilltoppers did win that ball game, 35-24. So I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. So just hang on. We'll be back for second half of this ball game. 2-1. Hilltoppers have scored three goals, and the score is 2-1. So figure that one out. It's Gene Mortensen. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
We are back. And so Hilltoppers leading in this ball game right now by a score of 2-1. So let's recap the scoring. In the 8th minute, a fantastic pass by Jaime Terrazas set up Alex Lipskew, and from the right side, Terrazas was on the right side almost to the goal line. And boy, then he put one right on the right side, right in front of the right goal post, and right there was Alex Lipskew, and he just simply just booted it in, and that was easy peasy for Lipskew. So the Hilltopper took a 1-0 lead, and then in the 14th minute, the Hilltoppers at Wake Hatinga just kind of coming down. They were trying to set up the attack, and Wake come down. He was probably about a little over 20 yards out from the goal, and he just suddenly let this little floater, and I thought it was going to go wide right. Maybe the goalie did too. I don't know, but the goalie just kind of let it go into just barely made it into the past the right goal post, and in for the score. And so the Hilltoppers took the lead to 2-0. And then the scoring for Los Lunas was at the long kick downfield by Los Lunas, and they had and charging in that time for one of the Tigers. I think it might have been Leo Garcia, but anyway, whoever. And so back so the only people back there at that time were Wesley Parker and of course the goalie for Los Alamos, Wesley Parker. And so the ball was just rolling back, and they were just trying to chase it. And Wesley Stanfield was just trying to get back and protect the ball, and he was not in any kind of a position because of the position of Garcia to just take over the ball. So finally, he decided simplest thing to do would be to tap it back to the goalie and Wesley Parker, and just let Wesley kick it away. So he got pretty close to the goal. I mean, less than 10 yards. So he turned around. So finally, he just tapped it to Wesley. Wesley, I guess, didn't expect it or whatever. But anyway, it just kind of rolled to the right and into the goal, hitting the right side of the goal. And so that makes the score 2-1. So the Hilltoppers, like I say, have scored 3 goals, 2 for themselves and 1 for the Tigers, and that came in the 33rd minute. So we start things off. We still have Wesley Parker in the goal for Los Alamos, and Rust. I believe that is still Sean DeTomble in the goal. The ball right now at midfield, picked up there by Ibarra Hatinga. And a long pass down the right sideline goes to Jackson Boone. Boone trying to keep it from going over the end line, cannot. So that'll make it a goal kick. And the nice thing is, in this ballgame, we have a lot of ball shaggers. They're everywhere. And that, boy, does that help. So we have a goal kick. Just a little short goal kick. And now Los Lunas does bring it upfield into the midfield circle. Hilltoppers turn it around. Aaron Phillip trying to get it over to Jackson Boone on the right side. That one is stolen away and brought upfield by Isaiah Jimenez over to Leo Garcia. Garcia and Aaron Phillip battling. Finally, Aaron wins the ball game. He boots it up now to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell over now to Wake Hatinga. And Wake just boots it upfield, coming down the left sideline. The Hilltoppers, now they get something going down that left sideline. And so they bring it, well, they're trying to get it to Jaime Terrazas, but boy, right there to clear out and say nothing doing. And boy, good defensive play that time by Quentin Solano. Comes up now to Jaime Terrazas. He has the ball stolen away from him. And they're kicking it upfield. That time was Quentin Solano, but that one is picked up by Aaron Phillip, and now the Tigers do get control. Long pass downfield, and coming down the left sideline for Los Alamos right now is and that is Kyle Fenimore. Kyle Fenimore gets it back right now to Wake Hatinga, and Wake's kick is going to be intercepted by one of the Tigers and trying to make the attack. So the Tigers, if they could have been in better position, they would have had something going. Abera Hatinga with it, coming straight up the middle of the field. Going to get it to Jaime Terrazas. Long kick way downfield by Terrazas, trying to get it to John Teague. But as Teague charges in toward the ball, Sean DeTomble, the goalie, comes over and scoops it up. Nice kick downfield by Tomble, and it's going to go out of bounds. I mean, it just hit and headed toward the sideline, so it's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Los Alamos. The Hilltoppers trying to get the ball out of there. They can't. So the Tigers bring it back into the midfield circle. They'll get it to Anthony Griego. Griego is going to bring it over to Quentin Solano. Solano's long kick is picked up by the Hilltoppers and then stolen back by Los Lunas. So the Hilltoppers, the Los Lunas right now, much more aggressive than Los Alamos on offense. Now Los Lunas loses it out of bounds. Be a throw in for Los Alamos, and they will. Wake Hatinga throws it right into one of the. He threw it right smack to Austin Martinez, but the Hilltoppers able to kind of recover. Now Jaime Terrazas has it, and here comes Jaime coming right down the middle of the field. Now he makes a pass to the right side. Jackson Boone can't get to it. So it's going to go out of bounds. So they'll hand the ball over to Quentin Solano. He'll make a throw in. We're in the 45th minute of this contest, and the clouds are building up in a hurry to the west. And I mean, they are really building up, but nothing super dark right now. Aaron Phillip is going to bring it over to the left side, has the ball stolen away. So the Hilltoppers haven't been able to get very much going here. They're going to bring it into Aaron Phillip. Phillip coming to near the top of the corner of the penalty box, and he's just going to gets it over into John Teague. Teague started to make a shot. He was bumped by one of the Tigers as he started to make the shot, so they didn't call anything because it was just kind of a no harm, no foul bump. But anyway, it made it. He wasn't able to get the shot off at that point. Kick inside comes out. The ball is going to come back to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas cuts toward the middle of the field. Still with it. Now he's going to bring it all the way back. So they're going to bring it back now to Wake Hatinga. Hatinga right pass down the right sideline. That's out of bounds. 2-1 ball game. 46th minute. So we'll play to 80 minutes and 2 10-minute sudden death overtimes if necessary. And I guess a shootout to determine who would be the champions, who would be the actual champion. But right now it's Jaime Terrazas. Boy, great move by Terrazas as he gets around Anthony Griego coming right down the middle, and Griego grabs him by the arm. And I think maybe they're going to card him. Yes, they are. And Griego just sitting down with a kind of a big smile on his face, but he went down, and he's not, well, whatever it is, he may have twisted something because and the Hilltoppers are going to get a free kick once they get things cleared out. But right now, Griego still sitting there. Now they let him up, and the official flags the yellow card again. So it's not 2 yellow cards. It's like just gonna kind of put a little emphasis on the fact that if you didn't see the first one, here's this one. So the ball right now is sitting right smack on the 20-yard line, lined up almost perfectly with the left goal post. And Jaime Terrazas, so from almost 30 yards out, Jaime Terrazas will take the direct kick. So we have a A lot of players up there at the top of the penalty box. There goes, and Jaime's shot. That's going to be blocked away by one of the fullbacks, and that one was blocked away and out of bounds by Carson Lane. So the Hilltoppers inbound it. Comes to Jaime. Jaime will bring it out to Aaron Phillip. Phillip will roll it over to Ibarra. Hatinga with it for Los Alamos. Still with it. Hilltoppers now bring it back out to Aaron Phillip. They'll get it over to Jaime. Back to Aaron. And now Phillip takes a long shot about 40 yards out. One bouncer goes right to the goalie, Sean DeTomble. 47th minute. Long kick downfield, goes by everybody. Wake Atinga is just going to let it go out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for Los Alamos. About 25, they'll be about 25 yards deep in their own territory. The pass now is stolen away and a quick shot taken by Los Lunas, and it bounces right to Wesley Parker. But I think we're going to have Los Alamos there was a collision just as he was about to make the shot. And so they're going to call Los Alamos for that. And they're going to let the Leo Garcia, well, let's see. Is he talking about another card? No. Let's see, what is he doing? Okay. So Los Alamos sets up the yard, the wall 5 yards back. So the referee has to go move him back. Leo Garcia is going to take it, the kick. He's at the ball sitting right on the left hash mark at the 17-yard line. Garcia takes the kick, and Wesley Parker high in the air to block it. It's a good thing Wesley is as tall as he is, because that one was a perfect kick again, and it would have gone just under the crossbar. But boy, high in the air. I mean, Wesley Parker. I mean, you're really not going to get much by him as far as like trying to clear over the like they try to get it sometimes just under the crossbar, and with Wesley there, that's going to be very difficult. In fact, Los Lunas has not scored a goal against Wesley yet, interestingly. So now we're going to have a free kick for Los Alamos, and they get it. They just quickly boot it over to Terrazas. Terrazas, great move by Terrazas. He takes a shot. Whoa! He was about 25 yards out, made a beautiful move, and then just out of nowhere let it fly, and the ball went just wide left. He could have straightened that thing out a little and brought it over a little to the right. I'm not sure if Sean DeTomble would have been able to get to it. So we are right now in the 50th minute of this ball game. So 30 more minutes unofficially, 2-1 ball game. And as I say, Los Lunas has not yet scored a goal against Wesley Parker. Comes to Jackson Boone. Boone over to Jaime. Terrazas on the move. Terrazas with a pass into the penalty box. It's knocked away. Comes out to Ibarra Hatinga to Aaron Phillip. Phillip about 35 yards up, right in the middle of the field. Comes back to him. And now they bring it down the left sideline. Comes over right down to Aaron once again. Aaron trying to make the move again, but Aaron is, well, the Hilltoppers trying to get it going. They keep bringing it back to their fullbacks, and their fullbacks now, Callum Mitchell trying to go down the left side, and he loses the ball out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for the Tigers. So right now the ball is about 30 yards out. Here comes Jaime Terrazas trying to get around everybody. Can't get there. And whoa, it was Jaime and two fullbacks for the Tigers, and he was battling both of them. One was Quentin Solano, and then the other young man out there was right with him was Isaiah Jimenez. But it was the three of them. Jaime was just trying to get a step or get some kind of advantage on him. So the Hilltoppers now have it about 40 yards out on the right sideline. Long pass, long kick by Jaime, and boy, that bounces into Sean DeTemble, but I'm telling you, John Teague was right there, and he almost had the opportunity to tap that in. 52nd minute, and so now the Hilltoppers will inbound it, and they are right now about 30 yards out from the flag. Comes to Jaime Terrazas in the middle of the field. So about 10 yards out from the top of the penalty box, they get the pass over to the right side of the penalty box. They were trying to get the ball over to Jackson Boone, but Jackson just has to let it fly by him. A 2-1 ball game. We are now entering the 53rd minute, and it'll be a goal kick. And let's see. And it's going to be, once again, Nick Morales is going to make this kick. Left-footed kicker. Nice kick. Abera Hatinga gets it in the midfield circle and heads it back upfield. Battle for it, won by Los Lunas, and now stolen away. And here comes Aaron Phillip right down the right side of the box. He rolls it into the penalty box and then out of the penalty box. So it's a goal kick. So Aaron Phillip, who's been very, very active in this ball game tonight, or this afternoon, actually. Things have cooled off here and also getting very cloudy, but there doesn't look like any lightning clouds at the moment. We've had a couple of nights here in Los Alamos on Thursday night. It was absolutely spectacular. The lightning out to the south and to the east. And last night, the lightning was the south and the west. Jaime Terrazas, 20 yards deep into Los Lunas territory. Working down the right hash mark. He's going to bring it back in the midfield circle to Aaron Phillip. Now they're going to bring it all the way back across the line. Now back to Phillip in the circle. So I'm not sure what Los Alamos is doing exactly, but now they're going to try to get something going down that left sideline, but they cannot. John, as that was Alex Lipskew trying to come down that to the left sideline. So the throw in for the Tigers. So Los Alamos scored early, 8 minutes and 14 minutes. And then Wesley Stanfield scored a goal for the Tigers in the 33rd minute. So the Hilltoppers bring it there right at midfield. Now they bring it into Taos territory. And a little through ball comes to Jackson Boone. Boone trying to get to it on a pass from Jaime Terrazas. He's to the right side, comes into the right side of the penalty box. Has the ball cleared back upfield. So let's see who they're going to rule it off of. Well, no. Okay, they finally decide it's off of Los Lunas. Wake Hatinga brings it into Abera Hatinga. Abera on the dribble. He has the ball stolen away by Leo Garcia. And now he's going to bring it up to Quentin Solano. Solano is in the midfield circle, and the ball is stolen away by Aaron Phillip. They bring it back into Hilltopper territory. Jackson Boone. Now they're going to boot it even further back to Wake Hatinga. Hatinga with a long kick upfield comes right down in the middle of the field, 10 yards deep into Los Lunas territory, picked up there by the Tigers. Tigers trying to come down the right sideline. The Hilltoppers are getting backed up. So right now the Hilltoppers kind of on their heels. Now they're going to be picked up by Abera Hatinga. Hatinga bringing it upfield across the midfield stripe, the timeline, across the midfield stripe, and to Jaime Terrazas. But Terrazas not able to do anything with it. It comes to the Tigers. Long kick down the field by the Tigers. And the Tigers boot it over to Austin Martinez. He loses it out of bounds right at midfield. So the Hilltoppers are going to throw it in. They'll get the ball to Wake Hatinga, he's right at the flag on this side of the field, but the flag opposite the substitution flag. Hilltoppers working down the right side of the field as they attack the west goal. They bring it into Abera Hatinga. Back to Jaime, back to Abera. Now Jaime is coming straight down the field. He's about 20, 30 yards out. Pass up comes to John Teague. Teague tries to get a foot on it, can't. And it's going to be, and it bounces and charging out and grabbing the ball off the bounce is Sean DeTomble. Long kick and controlled beautifully by Aaron Phillip right at midfield. Comes out of Jackson Boone. Boone will bring it back to Aaron Phillip. Pass down the right sideline, and that one's picked up by Quentin Solano easily. And then Jackson Boone, let's see, he levels Quentin. Quentin is asking the official for a push-off. The official just play on, good old play on. So, and very English. So anyway, the Hilltoppers as soon as on the attack once again, and they're going to bring it. They bring it back to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield brings it into the midfield circle, picked up there by Wake, by Abera Hatinga. Abera coming down the right sideline. Now he cuts into. He's right in the middle of Los Lunas territory. Brings it over to the other side to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas, the pass over to the left side. The Hilltoppers are in the deep corner on the left side. A centering pass comes in the middle. It comes to Abera Hatinga. He's atop the penalty box. Ball now is kicked upfield to Colin Mitchell right there. Grabs it with his chest and then brings it up. And Aaron Phillip trying to get it up to Jackson Boone. This is going to go over the end line. So the Hilltoppers have had a very effective attack in the first half. Just haven't had that much. It hasn't been very effective here in the second half and a lot of the first half. And so we're going to have, let me see, a couple of substitutions for Los Alamos. Let's see, coming into the ball game. Let me see if I can grab. So checking in for the ball game for Los Alamos is Caleb Langenbrunner. So the Hilltoppers with it now comes to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas over he's the left corner of the penalty box, gets it back out on top. Hilltoppers trying to line up a shot. And there's, a big crowd now coming in. First, Los Alamos, they did have some openings, but then there's more and more blue uniforms started showing up. So the Hilltoppers bring it up to the top of the penalty box once again. There's a centering pass easily cleared out by Los Lunas. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it. They are 40 yards up from the flag on the left side to get it to Kyle Fenimore. Fenimore working with it, going to bring it down trying to get it in. Now they get it in the middle of the field to Jaime. Left footed shot by Jaime. Boy. And it's a rocket right at Sean DeTomble. Hit Sean in the hands and bounced up, and then Sean's able to grab it. Boy, that was one hard shot. 60th minute. So unofficially, we've got a little over 20 minutes to go. And so I'm not sure what the delay is out here. They put the ball down. Now they're rolling the ball up the field. Now let's see, what are they trying to decide here? Well, I don't know what's going on, but they walk all the way up to the substitution flag, give the ball to Carson Lane, let him bring it down the left sideline, cleared back up by Los Alamos. Long, high bounce. Jaime Terrazas picks it up for Los Alamos down the left side of the penalty box. And it's going to be cleared out by the Tigers. And that'll be about 15 yards up from the flag on the left side. The Hilltoppers will have the throw in. And now we're going to have Wesley Stanfield come back into the ball game for Los Alamos. So Wesley checks in. Jaime Terrazas checks out. Well, Jaime is the spark plug. There's no question about it. But Wesley Stanfield has come in for him. Long kick up right at midfield, picked up there by Wake. Hatinga, he boots it up. Now the Hilltoppers trying to come down the right sideline. Now they come to the middle of the field to Kyle Fenimore. They're 25 yards deep into Las Lunas territory. Long pass down the right sideline to Leo Garcia. Garcia crashes into Los Alamos territory and then eventually loses the ball out of bounds. So Wesley Stanfield. So they, let me see. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Anyway, Wesley Stanfield was back there, and the young man that just came in, number 19, and I don't have a number 19. Sorry about that. 63rd minute, 2-1 ball game, and we have the stoppage of play right now. The officials they're talking something over. I certainly hope it's not lightning. Certainly didn't see anything. I don't know what they're doing. Are they calling this game or something? The young man from Los Lunas out and essentially, getting fists with the officials. So if we have a lightning delay, let me see if I can find out what's going on. Do you have any idea what's going on? Lightning? Is it game over, or are they gonna play? Oh, good old lightning! I love it. That means 30 minutes. And so the teams everybody has to leave. That's unbelievable. I didn't think there'd be any lightning. There's clouds over there, but they're kind of light. They're a light gray, but they're not too bad. I didn't think anything looked like lightning over there, but unbelievable. So they end up everybody has to leave, clear everybody off the bleachers. Teams will walk back to the field house and back to the locker rooms. And so, well, actually, the locker rooms used to be they had to walk. They would have to walk across the metal bridge to get away from the lightning. But now the field house they have lockers in the field house. I presume that's where they're going to go. I'm watching here to see if they're going to head out to the. Well, I'm not sure where they're going. They should be going into the locker room. And then there's also a locker room in there for the Tigers. But anyway, so let's see. We're probably about 5 minutes into this thing. It's 5 o'clock. So here we go. All right. I'm going to take a break. And I'll just keep you posted as best I can. But it's 2-1 right now. The Hilltoppers up over the Los Lunas Tigers. Hilltoppers started the scoring off on Jaime Terrazas, working down the right side of the penalty box, dribbled all the way. He was outside the penalty box, dribbled all the way to almost to the goal line, and then put it straight across. And right there was Alex Lipskew, and he just kicked it in. Beautiful pass, beautiful assist. And then later, Wake Hatinga, he just did it all by himself, shooting from about 25, 30 yards out. And one of those ones that nobody expects and just floats into the goal. And then in the 33rd minute, that was in the 14th minute, in the 33rd minute, of course, then Wesley Stanfield chasing, well, kind of trying to protect the ball as it was rolling back very, very slowly. And then he realized it was not going to make it back to Wesley Parker. And they had Leo Garcia coming in a hurry from so he was in a position to take a shot. So Wesley decided just the wise thing to do is to just boot it back, just tap it back to Parker. Parker, of course, when it gets tapped back by a player, you can't pick it up. If they head it back to you, you can, but if they tap it back to you, the goalie can't pick it up. He has to just boot it out like everybody else does. Anyway, he never had the chance to boot it out because the ball just rolled right by him into the right side of the goal. And I think the term for that is an own goal. But anyway, that makes it 2-1. So that's gonna. All right, I'm gonna take a break, and I will keep you posted to see. Oh, okay. They put the lightning clock up now on the scoreboard, so they'll keep track of the lightning now on the scoreboard. And right now the scoreboard is at 23 minutes. Okay. I'll be back, and I'll keep you posted what's going on. But the Lightning killed us last night. Good ball game too. We never got to finish on the air, but anyway, I'll be back in a little bit. So hang around. See if we can finish this ball game. We are back. I'm not sure if anybody's back with us, but we're going to finish this thing off. And we left, it was 62:40 was on the clock, so we're in the 63rd minute. And we waited and waited. Finally, we decided we'd go quick, grab a quick bite to eat.
That worked out real good, Gene.
Yeah, it really did. So right now we're in the 72nd minute, and Hilltopper is still leading 2-1, having scored all 3 goals. Hilltopper scored all 3 goals in this contest so far. But, and like I say, I don't know if anybody is out there, but I'm going to get a yellow card for somebody from Los Alamos. Let's see who he's giving that card to. Oh, he's giving him talking to him, writing his name down and everything. Wow.
That looks serious, Gene.
I know, it really does. And that is Caleb Langenbrunner. He was also plays goalie. No, wait, no, it wasn't Langenbrunner. Nope. Sorry, it was Wesley Stanfield.
That's not good.
No, and I don't understand why Wesley didn't leave I thought if you got a yellow card, you had to leave the field. Anyway, we were in the 74th minute, 2-1 ball game here at Sullivan Field. This is the championship game of the Lou Cernacek tournament, so we can at least, if anybody is out there, which I doubt. Anyway, ball is going to bounce down to Leslie Parker. He's going to heave it down the field. He's trying to get it up to Jackson Boone. It's going to be stolen away, this time by Julian Weigler. Weigler has stolen back momentarily by Abera Hatinga, and now Hilltopper is going to come down the right sideline. Long pass down the field by Jaime Terrazas. So he gets it up to John Teague. Teague right just to the right of the penalty box. As the ball knocked away from him, picked up by Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas with a shot, trying to get it to the other side of the penalty box. It comes right back to him. And then Terrazas decides to take a shot from 30 yards out and hits it. So all it is just a little short worm burner. Comes right to one of the fullbacks for the Tigers. So the Hilltoppers, they pick it, and the Hilltoppers pick it up. And right now it's picked up by Yaros Eidenbeds. Down the field in a hurry come Los Alamos. Just to the right of the penalty box, a battle for it. Jackson Boone trying to battle for it, and they're going to call. Well, I'm not sure what they're calling, but
Out of bounds.
well, they're calling some kind of a violation on Los
I guess
Alamos. So something, kick or something.
I didn't see that.
I didn't either. So left-footed kicker, Anthony Griego, and he brings it down. That's Nick Morales is the left-footed kicker. He brings it down. Nice kick way downfield, comes right down in the midfield circle, picked up there by Los Alamos. And now we're going to have another violation on the Hilltoppers. I'm not sure what this one is, but they're going to give a free kick to the Tigers. We're in the 76th minute of this contest. And they're going to have a free kick right from midfield. Long kick. Whoa, oh boy.
Good thing that goalie can jump high.
Oh, I guess.
No, it was going in.
Yeah, it was on the way in. And now there's another goalie. Wesley Parker is tall and he can jump. Boy, a shorter goalie. I mean, if that had been a shot against the Los Lunas goalie, that would have been a score. Boy, that was a beautiful kick. I thought that thing was in for sure.
It sure did look like it.
So the Tigers trying to bring it up as Yaros Eidenbens for Los Alamos defending over there. And so not sure what's going to happen now. Let's see. Okay. going to be another free kick for the Tigers. This time it's going to be, well, they're still rolling it up there around the 45-yard line of the Hilltoppers, and down the right hash mark. Now they're going to move it. They're going to put it right at midfield, right smack on top of the 50-yard line and the right hash mark. Let's see, they got 2 or 3 players lined up there. The kick is going to be taken by Efren Perez, and another one bouncer right to Wesley Parker. So we're now in the 78th minute, and Wesley's going to boot it away. Nice kick downfield. Long takes a long bounce. Picked up there by Las Lunas. Nice kick upfield. Going to be picked up by Aaron Phillip. And now coming down the floor in a hurry, Ruben Morales. Boy, he was going. Stolen away by the Hilltoppers. Ball in the midfield circle. Going to bring it to the right to Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas.
Look at the moves the guy's making.
Yeah, really.
He's making that guy out all over the place.
Terrazas would make a little move, and the defender standing right in front of him, he'd make a little move, and 2 of them out trying to out-juke each other. And finally, Aaron Phillips gets 3 points on that one. Boy, the nice field goal right through the uprights.
Right straight through him.
Yes. And so right now the clock should stop at 78, which it does. Nope, it doesn't stop. It doesn't matter. So that means that unofficially we're in the final 2 minutes. And Nick Morales boots it upfield, picked up by the Hilltoppers. Trying to get to it right now is Caleb Langenbrunner. Can't get to it. Comes up into the midfield circle, picked up there by Las Lunas. The Tigers coming down, trying to come down, and waiting is upfield with the ball now is Wake Atinga. Wake with a nice kick upfield, picked up there in Hilltopper territory by Jaime Terrazas. Terrazas with a beautiful left-footed kick over the left side of the penalty box. Hilltopper's trying to get it over to Caleb Langenbrunner. He was trying to line it up for a shot, and it's kicked over the end line by one of the Tigers. And so Jaime Terrazas will go into the will go into the corner area over on the left side of the goal. So he puts it on the flag, next to the flag, and he will come up with the corner kick. Unofficially in the final 2 minutes of this contest. There's just a worm burner, which comes right to one of the Hilltoppers who loses it over the end line as that little worm burner came to Caleb Langenbrunner. So once again, we're ready. And so this time they let Anthony Griego make the kick. Hilltoppers coming down in a hurry. And with the ball, they put it, the Hilltoppers had a golden opportunity there as they were coming down the right sideline. Kyle Fenimore had it momentarily for Los Alamos, but looked like he was going to be able to turn and get it into the middle of the penalty box, but he just couldn't make it. So anyway, ball now is at midfield. Hilltoppers with it down the left sideline. It comes to Langenbrunner. Caleb still with it, coming down almost all the way down to the end line. It's going to go over the end line. And let's see who they're going to rule this off of. They're going to rule it off of Los Alamos, I do believe, which would mean it'd be a goal kick, and that's exactly what it is. So they're going to send Anthony Griego back this time. Right-footed kicker. And this is going to bounce into the midfield circle, picked up there by Aaron Phillip. Phillip coming straight up the field, still with it. And as the ball stolen away, long pass downfield. And back there for the Hilltoppers, Mason Gill. Gill brings it back upfield, brings it over to Callum Mitchell. Mitchell will get it to Avera Hatinga. Hatinga still working with it. Yeah, he's trying to get it up to Jaime Terrazas. And now Las Lunas in a hurry. Leo Griego with it. And Stolen away from him. Jaime Terrazas coming down the right side. They almost to the penalty box. The centering pass. Nobody there for Los Alamos. The ball now over to the right on the right side of the field for Los Lunas. And we have it out of bounds off the Hilltoppers. So we have so the throw in for the Tigers and Wake Atinga, he just leisurely boots it way back upfield. And so a moon ball by the Tigers way upfield, and then Leo Garcia trying to pick it up for the Tigers. It comes over and the Hilltoppers, and there's the whistle. So the Hilltoppers are the 2021 Lucerne Czech Invitational Tournament champions. So they defeat here in this ball game. They come and they defeat the Los Lunas Tigers. They've got a pretty good history with the Tigers, but they defeat the Tigers 2-1 as Hilltoppers scored all 3 goals. They had Alex Lives scored the first one off a beautiful pass from Jaime Terrazas. And then that was in the 8th minute, 14th minute, Wake Hatinga, he just kind of put one down the right side and it just floated into the goal. And then later in the ball game, and coming in the 33rd minute, a long kick downfield, and Wesley Stanfield was trying to protect the ball, but Leo Garcia was coming in a hurry for Los Lunas. So Wesley finally decided to tap it back to his goalie, back to Wesley Parker, and went off the side of his foot and right into the goal. So the Hilltoppers scored three goals, and the score's 2-1. So my good buddy John McHale's got to go down and take some pictures. But anyway, so that's it. So the Hilltoppers started things off, and they defeated Clovis 3-1. It was 2-1, and then they got the ball to Jaime Terrazas, a couple of passes, a great combination of passes that time, and coming from Ty Hinojosa, and Hinojosa and John Teague, they teamed up, and they got a perfect pass set up Jaime Terrazas coming in from the left side, and boy, he just drilled it, and there was only about 15-20 seconds left in the ball game. So they won that one 3-1, and then they played Artesia this morning early at 8 o'clock, and that was a hard fought contest. Ended up 1-1 was the score. That was the official score. So it ends up 1-1, and that's how the record goes. It'll be recorded as a tie. But then they did a shootout so that they could figure out who was going to play in a championship game. And Hilltoppers won that shootout over a very, very tough Artesia team. So I'll let John go take some pictures, and then once he finishes that up, we'll be out of here. But that's going to do it for us. So, and I'm not exactly sure when we're back on the air sometime next week, but we will certainly let you know. So just watch the Daily Post. I want to thank the Daily Post for making all this possible. And if anybody is out there, the Daily Post and Carol Clark made all this possible. I want to thank the police department and the fire department for their support of Los Alamos High School athletics. And so this is Gene Mortensen. And if anybody's listening out there, have a good weekend. And you can make it an even better weekend, of course. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And sweetie pie, I miss you. Love you, honey. Always have, always will. So bye-bye, everybody.